Welcome back to a new casted game. Here on the south side we have Short the Banks playing as the Japanese in the color yellow. And on the north we have a Chinese name that I definitely know how to say. In the color blue, playing as the English. This is a platinum game. These players are platinum. My name is Trui and with me is Nim.
Hello everyone. We're just patiently waiting for the new ranked season to start. So we'll have to make do with this for now. Do you guys want us to talk about the new patch? Like, do you want us to
Have a patch video.
have a patch video? Is there any interest in that, or should we just leave it at the casts? It's just an idea I thought to just throw out there. Both scouts actually went to the same side here. We are on Gorge, where there's always a strip of sheep along each of these sides.
How gorgeous.
How gorgeous. And it looks like our blue player already went over to this side, so Short the Banks is not going to be having much to find there, and is now heading to the other side. If they're smart, they know where the enemy scout is, right? If they're smart, they're just going to head up into their side of the map right now, right? And find most of the sheep there. I think the Japanese player can afford to, and we've spoken about this concept before, where you can be more aggressive with your scout in terms of like finding sheep if you do not need sheep straight away, right?
Yeah.
Because, well, okay, that's not quite what's happening here. I expected a lot more of the Japanese villagers to be out on the berry bushes.
But they can go.
But they, their houses are also merely food drop-off points. These two are idle right now because the Japanese scout is taking a long time.
They're going to the tree.
They're going to get some wood instead. But if they just started out on berry bushes, right, there wouldn't really be any downtime on it, and you could just rally some of the new villages over to sheep. But it would have meant that this scout could have gone over this side and gotten sheep up here as well, right? That's the important thing to note there.
Ooh, and look at the English players. They got quite some of the sheep right now.
Yeah, exactly. So you can be more aggressive with your scout if you make use of that. Like, and the Japanese definitely can. So that's why I mentioned it. If you just make use of that technique, right? You don't have to be out on sheep. Don't be on sheep. Means you get more time to grab sheep for your scout.
Yeah, and the English player already went and dropped some sheep off at the start, I believe. So that's why they're able to like keep running around with this amount of sheep, because there are still some sheep here in the base of the English player.
As the English, you have the option of starting with one or more farms, right? So that will make your sheep last a little longer too, because otherwise you have to be like back around the 2 minute 30 mark.
Yeah, I believe they dropped off like 3 or 4 sheep that I saw.
That's gonna change in the patch, by the way, because you will start with more sheep.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, sheep will also, they're now 250 food. They're gonna be 200 food. This is something we'll mention when we cast new games as well. It's Abbey of Kings for the English player. It's a core storehouse for the Japanese player. The Japanese player places it right on their wood line because it serves as a drop-off point for all resources, including wood. So they don't even need to make a lumber camp like this. Needs to move villagers out over to the farm, because obviously you don't want to make use of your sheep when you just have a renewable source of food right there.
Yeah, because it's infinite, the farms.
The king is out. The archer range is also going up here.
Yeah, so it's choosing the king's palace.
Yeah, the
Abbey of Kings.
Yeah,
They're so confusing, because like for me a king lives in the palace, but whatever.
You're not heading into that immediate second town center that we so often see with Abbey of Kings. And I don't mind that play, but I do feel like not every English player always understands that it's not always a good idea to do that. But no, instead it's just going to be the Abbey of Kings with the longbowmen coming out.
what I wanted to say is, so instead of like going for the council hall, they went for the king, right?
Yeah.
But then they decided like we also want those longbows, and they actually went for that archery range as well to also get the longbows. So they don't actually give up the longbows now by going for the archery range as well.
And it needs to be said though that it's 2 archery ranges, right? The council hall.
Yeah, so
you get a lot more
lot
production.
slower.
Yeah. And obviously this is gonna cost you
Wood.
yeah. To make the archery range to begin with and everything. Now actually heading for that second town center. I feel like they're confident in knowing what they've got to work with here. This is not going to work. I feel like the Japanese player is about to lose more villagers on this, right?
They really, really, really want that tower to come up.
Yeah, but even with this outpost up, just retreat the king here. Even with this outpost up, they're still in trouble. Because, and we've spoken so often about this before, right? This gold is still not safe.
Longbowman.
Look at this.
Whoop,
And now
there we
you
go.
just hold position on these, so that they do not run underneath the outpost. If you just hold position on these, right, they'll just stand at the edge of the outpost range here. Does the shorter bank? Yeah, they can go for arrow slits here already, which increases their range a little further, but not enough, right? Like these. Any villager underneath this gold vein is still in deep doo-doo.
Yeah, and the thing with the Japanese is though they can collect some stone as well to get some of that gold. So there's definitely an alternative way of getting gold for the Japanese player.
I love how like one of the villagers heading in there actually stopped the charge from coming in here. Scout does go down for the English player, but I think they're really satisfied with what they got going on. I think that king's gone. That king's gone. They can make a new one in the Abbey of Kings here for 100 food, 100 gold. But that second town center is coming up now, and there's no way that the Japanese player can contest that. In fact, they're kind of running around wondering what to do, right? Like they've got a lot of food stacked up right now, but what are they gonna spend it on, right?
Yeah, they really wanted that gold.
No, short the banks. This is the wrong call. This is not gonna fix anything. Because here's the problem, right? If you're up against a good player, if you're up against a good player, they're just gonna check your golds.
I think they're gonna check the other one right now because that one is closest.
Let's take a look. Okay, they're gonna check for
they
this.
might get away with the second one, but maybe not. They might be getting away but oh no, they're not getting away with it. Definitely not getting away with it.
Not getting away with it. Blue player is on point here. Definitely realized he made a patrol between these two.
You're not getting any of those.
These two goals.
The villagers are like, oh, but, my friend, I'm gonna get you because I've got a lot of villagers.
So now you ran your villages all the way out here, right? There's lots of downtime on them, yeah, and they're still not gathering you gold.
Nope.
And you know why? It's because you don't have any units. It's because you don't have any units. There is food aplenty here. You've got the good fortune of playing the Japanese and getting all these farms and having plenty of sheep to go around, right? And you've got the wood in the back here. Yeah? Make stables, put them down, make units.
And that one longbowman is gonna like try and go around and try to shoot those villagers once again.
But already down 3 villagers, right? And on top of this, yeah, the English player obviously has their second CC up.
Yeah,
and I'm very happy to see that they're oh, okay, I spoke too soon. I was gonna say I'm very happy to see that both town centers are actually being used, because how many games have we cast where there's like more than one CC and they're not producing villages from them?
Yeah. I think
no, Blue, you're doing so well, buddy. They're a little short on food. They're a little tight on their macro there, but yeah.
Nim, I think you need to put your mic a tiny bit down. Not too
Sorry.
much, but like when you get enthusiastic, I hear your mic peaking.
Okay. You got it.
Or just, I mean, I wouldn't say get less enthusiastic, because getting enthusiastic is nice.
Needs to bring out this longbowman a little bit forward over here. Remember, you station it here. You put it on the whole on stand ground, right?
Yeah, because otherwise they're just gonna run towards it, and then they're gonna get shot by the outpost.
Yeah. So, Castle Age is gonna come in here eventually, but at a cost.
Yeah.
Right, and what a cost it is.
7 villagers.
And honestly, Blue's doing a really good job here of keeping them down. Again, would love to just see this longbowman being utilized.
Yeah,
here.
well,
It's a matter of
so annoying.
It's a matter of like just place it on the edge of it, stand ground.
Yeah.
Right, you don't need to continuously micro this unit. You just need to place it on the edge and stand ground.
Floating gates coming down right now, so there we go. The Castle Age is coming in. For the English, I don't think they're planning to go Castle Age right now. They just want to pump some units in.
It's fine too.
Yeah,
they're getting their ecos. They don't mind prolonging this game and staying in feudal here.
Feudal English is pretty good.
And if they have large enough longbow mass, right? The samurai won't really matter. But right now, I do not feel like that mass is here. They've lost a couple of archers to the town center here, and didn't really need to. He would have better focused his attention, as we said, over on the gold vein here. Can still stop this, right? Because like if you stop this right now, there's not going to be that many samurai coming in, but they're actually pulling back right now.
They're still gathering the gold in the south corner as well. Keep that in mind. So, like, even if you stop the gold production in the base, they're still gonna have the couple of villagers collecting the gold in the south corner.
So many like low health villages underneath this TC.
You hate it when you raid somebody and that's how their their villages look like. Again, they're just walking underneath the TC, just taking damage.
Could have hopped in here and gotten a few more kills, but that's alright.
Yeah, definitely want to watch out where you're walking if you know, walking around with your army like that. If you're not attacking anything, then definitely don't want to walk under the town center range.
We're gonna need to see some more production coming out here for Short the Banks here, like at least another barracks, and probably some Onibigatia as well, right? Because otherwise these longbowmen are just gonna kite you.
They're gonna run away. Well, until they're in the base. But English bases, well, they do have quite some arrows.
Yeah, these are veteran samurai already upgraded and everything. They do have their +1s on range defense already, which is good, right? It's what you need, very obviously, in this composition.
That blacksmith is like barely living, and being repaired by a villager that's also barely living.
Where did they put the? Oh yeah, they put the Urashira in the barracks. Needs to bring this priest out here to just grab some relics, right? Anything for that extra little gold income to make up for all the villagers you've lost, right?
Ooh, the English are making farms, but they're in front of the base. Okay, the White Tower? Is it the White Tower?
It's the White Tower.
Oh yeah, I can see that on the top. I was like looking at the landmark itself. I was like trying to recognize the White Tower in it. It's coming up on the farms, which makes it a little bit more safe. But I don't think I agree with putting them in the front here.
No, when you like just have this back here, yeah, no, I agree. It's probably not the best call.
They could have been on a much safer position, especially if you know that your enemy is probably gonna attack you in a bit if they're building a samurai mass.
Still, the White Tower will protect you from any immediate incursion, right? And then you can just head into a crossbowman man-at-arms combination here.
Yeah.
To because like you can produce man-at-arms.
I mean, they definitely don't need another
from the White Tower.
They definitely don't need another town center anymore, do they?
No, 3 town centers really is enough. One of them is not being used.
Makes sense.
It's okay. Actually, there wasn't too much downside here. Yeah, but immediately heads into crossbows because it's the obvious. I don't know if they know that there were samurai on the way, but
I mean,
you can know.
if you are against the Japanese, if they're going Castle Age, that's definitely something that they're gonna do.
Right, see, here we go. Man-at-Arms, crossbowman combination. This is going to be very good. Needs to get that armor cladding in on, actually, there we go. Blue, you are on point today.
Mm-hmm. And here's the kiting.
Here's the kiting, falling back to the White Tower.
Mm-hmm.
Needs to put these archers in line formation.
Yeah, so you can shoot a little bit faster.
It doesn't do anything for your, for your attack speed, but...
No, not the attack speed, but you shoot faster as in comparison to the distance.
Can't actually afford to lose all of your samurai underneath this White Tower here. That is a fully garrisoned, half garrison.
Yeah.
White Tower here.
I mean, fully shooting.
This is not okay.
This
is not okay because where does this leave you, Short the Banks?
Yeah, that was all the build-up that he had.
Where does this leave you, right? Having lost your mass now, where does that leave you? Because it's the only advantage that you had, right? You were longer in castle than they were. You have more units, but what you do not have is more villagers, more eco. Right? You have like 2 relics coming out right now, but you don't even have tech advantage on them anymore.
Do they have a wheelbarrow?
They did grab Tawada. Yeah, they got all the levels of wheelbarrow.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't say that in the UI. I hope that they're gonna add that kind of stuff in the UI, but I doubt they're gonna do that.
I need to really fully read the patch notes yet. I don't think it'll be in there.
They probably don't give priority to caster mode. Probably
not. But here we go. There are plenty of crossbows in this composition, and some Anamusha here as well. I'm not sure if the Anamusha are a great idea. Needs to bring down the bannerman first, of course.
Army values are kind of similar, and army sizes are kind of similar as well right now. So, Short of Banks was able to build quite some banks of army in the meanwhile that the English player walked over here.
Yeah, no, I think like having stables in this composition, right, with like just horsemen, is a much better idea than the Anamusha. Because if the English just has some longbows, right, they can take out those Anamusha.
Yeah.
The thing about Anamusha, this is the Japanese version of the crossbowman, for the record, right? Obviously, not quite a crossbowman.
They're on a horse.
They're mounted units, right? But they don't do too well in like straight engagements like this, right? So they're very much like a hit and run type of character, like the horse archer, like any mounted archer, really. And it just makes it so that I think I would have just preferred the horsemen in this composition, as well as like the option to go into mounted samurai, which are a very good unit, if need be, right? Because you can get the Odachi upgrade on. I think the Odachi came in already. Is that in here? Is that in the forge? I think that came in already, which makes your samurai and mounted samurai do extra damage. So those are very good. Let's take a look at the production here. So we've got 1 barracks, 1 archery range, one siege workshop. Now, if we make a mangonel out of this, that's also okay, right? Let's take
Mangonel is gonna be juicy.
Let's take a look at their production. 3 archery ranges and 3 barracks. That's looking a lot better, right? And actually, they're managing to spend all of their resources quite efficiently. Bringing up that tower here for the passive, for the network of castles upgrade. And I do not feel like this is a very good engagement for a Japanese player. Even with the with the deflective armor here, this is not looking very good, right? So their first shot, their first arrow that they're being hit by is going to be fully deflected. Does no damage at all. But after that, every shot just counts equally. It makes them survive these range compositions a little bit better but the number advantage really is going over strongly into the favor of the English here, and it's really hard to come back from this. Even with the 4 relics, needs to bring this in. Even with the 4 relics on the Japanese side, the English player only managed to get the 1. I'm struggling to really find a way for the Japanese player to come back in this. I think, a Mangonel would do really good if you can defend it underneath your Daimyo Palace. The Daimyo Palace, by the way, does lots of damage. It's a very defensive structure. It's very good. If they can fight underneath it, keep that Mangonel underneath it, then it'll be pretty good. But remember, they just have the white tower.
Yeah,
they can always make a Springald
in a couple of seconds. How many seconds does it take to make a Springald in there? Just 15 seconds. I mean, it must roll all the way over to the other side of the map if they want to fight there.
Yeah, it's more the only problem, of course, is bringing it out over on the other side.
Yeah, but like that will take another 10 seconds. Like in half a minute, they will be on the other side of the map with a Springald, right?
Yeah, network of citadels coming in right now, so that will increase that attack speed further to 40%.
Yeah, and that tower is already up right here. So, oh my god, that is awkward. Yeah, I think that's gonna be spotted out.
Where are these headed then?
Running. They're probably gonna try and run to that gold.
Has Shift queued them all the way over to the food on the other side of the map, but is probably just gonna lose more villagers out there, right?
How many villagers are there? 10?
If I'm playing a Japanese here, right, like I'm just probably placing these farms down here.
Yeah, those are definitely gonna get spotted by that tower. Yeah,
Wow.
10 villagers.
Wow, on the
Guesstimating it perfectly.
wow.
Yeah, and there the longbowmen shooting all these.
Yeah, and this is going to deny the Japanese gold. That leaves
7
the
villagers.
last gold over here, which the English players already headed out towards this one, because the one in the corner here has now been depleted. This is a bad idea. I would not run these villagers over to the top side there, Short the Banks. That's a very bad idea.
Yeah, definitely don't show them wherever the other villagers are.
I'm actually pushing the center. Now remember, we've got the network of citadels upgrade as well for the blue player here, for the English player.
There's not a Mangonel yet.
If they had a Mangonel, they could have gotten a very good value shot out of this one, right?
And if you engaged with the Mangonel, oh, that would have been so juicy, because they wouldn't have seen it coming. But now, I'm not sure if this front line
No. These Anamusha need to be in this fight, right? Like,
yeah, I was like, they're gonna go around and try to hit the crossbows from the back, but oh, the Mangonel comes out, but they're coming out from the English side instead.
and it's gonna lose a lot of these Anamusha very, very quickly. Remember, these have like 0 ranged armor naturally, and now +2 from the upgrades here. But these are English town centers. These are English landmarks. You cannot be underneath these with your Anamusha. What do you think this is gonna achieve?
Yes,
Right.
villager kills.
There
but-
are 3 town centers out here, right? You needed to win this fight,
Yep.
right? Because otherwise, this is gonna be under contest as well.
But yeah, there is a tower. And there's gonna be towers everywhere on the map from the English, because they want to know what's going on right here.
And actually, we'll take a look at just how much the English player can see, which is practically
Oh, that
all
corner!
of the map.
That corner is just hidden. But as soon as that one deer is gonna get shot. Oh no. Don't bring them into that corner. No, don't bring them into that corner. What are you doing?
No, does realize, no,
Okay.
actually I can't retreat into that corner. That's a very bad idea.
It's better than...
A little bit of overcommitments here on Blue's part. There's a lot of units here when they really probably don't need to be.
Yeah. Springald in placement coming out as
I
well.
do love the keep position here as well, honestly. Probably just needs to bring down some units over to this side here.
And keep in mind that English keeps can also make units. So actually, by placing that keep so far forward, the English also made some production this far forward. So it's easy to refill their army, replenish their armies, if they were fighting at the base of the Japanese player. Okay.
Actually, like so many of these
outposts
outposts coming down here, and they're all upgraded and everything. Units are on the way here. Actually, has horsemen out already. I don't know if they needed the horsemen necessarily, but it's fine. I think just like longbowmen, crossbowmen would have done probably what you needed to do for against those Onimusha. Didn't need horsemen for that, right?
I'm wondering if Short of the Banks knows about the 3 town centers. Like, he walked in, but did he, like...
It has been scouted out multiple times, I do believe, so... I can't imagine they don't know.
Yeah, because, like, he got the 11 villager kills on the farms, right? But, like... It's not nearly enough because of the 3 town centers. Otherwise, it would have been a great win if it was like 1 town center against 1, right?
The problem here is, of course, that like Short the Banks is trying to get back into this game with raids, and it makes sense, right? If you can keep killing all of this, it's never going to happen now anymore. By the way, not with the Berkshire here. But if you can keep killing villages, right, it is your way back into this game, right?
Yep.
Because you can't take big fights that you're gonna lose. That's the problem here.
Oh, and those mangonels, those are the things you need. You need the mangonels for
the fight, right?
Yep.
These are not here to bring down this keep. That is not the priority here. These are for all these clustered up units here, all these crossbowmen that you need to kill.
Just the siege is not being defended well enough.
Could have just sat back here, right? Underneath the town center, underneath the Daimyo Palace, and guarded their trebuchet. Imagine if you had the 3 mangonels in the back here firing on all these frontline units, right? You would have a chance to get back into this game.
Yeah, and now...
You need to
everything
take
is
advantageous
being cleaned up.
fights.
All the siege is gonna be cleaned up, and that costs so much resources, so much gold, and like the gold is the thing that you're struggling with right now. Where are you gonna like collect your gold?
I remember like this Daimyo Palace, right? Look at this. It fires 10 times. I think you can like even get like another one, right? Oh yeah, this one where you can get the rockets upgrade. Those do so much damage, right? And it's really your only way back into this. But that gold's gonna run out, and if only by virtue of the English stealing your gold.
Yeah, I mean, a good raid with the 10 villager kills, but they're still in front with 10 villager kills, and you're gonna lose like half of your army because of it.
Immediate tithe barns on the 1 relic. Love it. Really good. Just absolute display of dominance here. Arrow volley coming in. Enclosures coming in. I had an FFA game last. We were playing English, and I forgot to pick up enclosures. It's so stupid. I felt so dumb about that.
Yeah, that's why you lost.
Ghost. Yeah, I for sure lost through that. Ghost farm here. Been out here for a while, but it's fine. There's enough food to go around.
But you know, the other player killed everybody around you.
Like I feel like this is good and this is bad, right? Because on the one hand, they can't really afford to lose units. On the other, they do need to do raids, right?
Yeah.
They do need to do raids, but I love all the vision from our blue player here.
Oh no!
They see so much. No.
Oh, there's villagers.
This is.
And they're just gonna siege this. Oh, that's gonna be painful.
Imagine if this English player just started firing at all these units, because they can totally do that. English villagers have bows.
Oh my god!
Look at this.
The villager kills.
There are so many dead villagers here already.
Oh, that's gonna be GG.
That is absolutely 100% GG here.
Like, if you think you can raid and kill villagers, but you can't just I would definitely stand still next to the dirty villagers from the English.
I love this.
Villagers.
I love this. I love all the English archers here. Oh my god.
Mano,
no, they're headed in. We see in the back, down in the valley, they're fighting on, but these villagers are having their own fight here as well.
And kiting away, doing the kiting. Oh, whoops. Doing the kiting at least.
Yeah, and even now, right? There's still more villager kills for the English player than there are for the Japanese player. Despite all of these raids, right? Despite the best attempts of the Japanese player to get in here, right?
king went
This
down.
started out with the very greedy play of, hey, I do not have an outpost up on my gold on Egypt. That's a very important one. I do not have that outpost up on the far side of it, right? And then bring up another on the other side of it so that the longbows can't hit me. Another very important one,
Yep.
right? You need to realize that you can't go naked castle against the English. They have longbows. They will harass your gold.
Yeah. You can do Bikini Castle.
You can do a Bikini Castle. You can bring the bare minimum amount of units, right? If you make a couple of horsemen and just, you know, like you see those longbows on the way, right? You can pick them up, put them off on the way, and just get some kills and like that, and make sure that they don't get that mass of longbows, right? And then they will fall back, and then you need to make a barracks first, and then you're quickly gathering more gold, and you've created some space and some time for yourself. But not like this. This doesn't work. Don't go naked castle against the English.
If you want to see some more Age of Empires, make sure to subscribe to our channel and make sure to click on one of these videos to see some more of our castle games.